Hello everyone, my name is Carol and this is my first flamenco basic ukulele tutorial for you, which consists of 5 parts. So get your ukuleles and let's jam and learn together. For this first lesson, I have my soprano ukulele from Luna Ukuleles and she is tuned in high G. We are all beginners. I am a beginner myself. I've been learning flamenco ukulele not long ago and I am doing a flamenco ukulele course myself, and I am here to share my knowledge so far with all of you who are interested to learn about the flamenco ukulele. So first of all, we need to put down our ukulele first and do some hand arm stretching because it's very important so don't break anything or we don't feel pain afterwards. Do some circle movements with my wrists, and then I kind of relax my shoulders like that, and my elbows, like stretch them in front of me with my hands, a bit upwards, stretch them downwards, and then I flex them going down, flex them up, because it's very important that we don't hurt ourselves while playing, because sometimes we forget about such things. So just do those small finger exercise. So now that we have that, let's grab our ukulele and let's start. This first lesson is all about one finger. I'm only going to use the one finger, which is the index finger. So you grab your ukulele. It doesn't matter if it's soprano, concert, tenor, and it also doesn't matter if you don't have low G, because my ukulele is in high G. So what we do first is we position the ukulele in front of us. We mute the strings so we don't get distracted by the sounds it makes, because for this, it's only important that we get used and get familiar with the sound our one finger tremolo exercise is doing on the strings. So first of all, you take your strumming hand, either your left hand or right hand, it doesn't matter. Use your strumming hand, take out that one finger, which is the index finger, and then just start, mute the strings, and just start strumming as you would usually do. And so we go down, up, down, up, down, up. Now what I want you to do is to brush your finger thoroughly, touch each string. For this exercise, you don't need to have a longer fingernail. You can have it short as you have it now, like I do. So it doesn't really matter. We're just practicing how to do it first. We're just going down, up, down, up, down, up. Feel all 4 strings, brush the flash, and your fingertip of your fingers. I recommend to strum near the sound hole, so your fingers don't get stuck at the fretboard. It would sound like this. Do it with me. We do it slowly. Up, down, up, down, up. Feel those strings. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Feel the friction. Feel the vibration of the strings on your fingers. You have to get used and get familiar with that feeling. It's very important that you know the feeling of that pressure you're doing while brushing, while stroking the strings. Now what we're going to do is we're going to speed up a bit, and as we speed up, I want you to kind of lift your finger away from the strings, so as if you're only brushing the air. Alright? So for example, you do this. It's very important that when you stroke, that you use your wrist instead of your elbows. Because if you use your elbows, it might injure you. So do the wrist, but don't put too much pressure on the wrist. It would be just like really slight and light. Like feel your hand shaking, but with no pressure. And do it all in the wrist, like, right? So that's how the wrist should feel like. You hold your ukulele as how you would hold them. Position your finger in front of it. Don't touch it yet. So first here, I'm brushing my fingertip with the strings. Yeah? Now, I would lift it up. Just lift. It's not touching. I will do the wrist movement. The very light but quick movement of the hand, of the wrist. And then I get closer to the strings, but not too much. So it should feel like, oh, I happened to touch the string, but I didn't mean to touch it. So, this. And go closer to the strings. And try to always raise your hand a bit away from the strings, you know, so you get this tempo, so that the tempo, the shaking of your wrist is consistent. And you do that, and just, you know, you just happen to touch the strings. And then lift again. Control that shaking, very light, no pressure. And go touch the strings again. No pressure on the strings. We go slowly. Slowly. Touching the strings. Rise it. Rise. Not touching. Touch the strings again. And rise. Rest your elbows and hand for a bit. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe and take time and take a break. Smile. Don't pressure yourself. No frustration here. We're just starting off. And that's the first exercise for the tremolo. So if we mute this, it would sound like this. Slowly. You've trained challenge. Yeah? It goes faster. Watch my wrist. I'm gonna raise my hand away from the strings. I have that right. You don't hear anything. I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna go closer again. So in this exercise, it's not all about the rhythm of how you touch the strings. It's all about first to get familiar touching the strings, because it might be strange at first. And if you can do that constant rapid movement, then you can try it on the strings. Mute it. And if you feel more comfortable and confident about doing more, you can do some chords. that's our lesson for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next flamenco ukulele basic tutorial next video. We'll see each other. Bye!